Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom nestled between towering mountains and thick forests, there was a queen named Maria. Maria was known for her strength and intelligence, but she was also famous for her fiery temper and strict rulings. Her people feared her and dreaded her wrath, as she punished any disobedience harshly, even from those closest to her. One day, while Queen Maria was inspecting her castle, she noticed something peculiar in one of the old corners. It was a small, tightly sealed box with strange engravings she had never seen before. Curious, the queen summoned one of the castle's wise men to interpret the engravings. The wise man revealed that they were the words of an ancient spell, known as the spell of the magical necklace, and that the box contained a necklace granting its wearer magical powers. Queen Maria was eager to own this necklace, as she craved more power and influence. She ordered the guards to open the box, and upon opening it, the necklace shone with a captivating light. She snatched it up and placed it around her neck. Immediately, she felt an unusual power coursing through her, unaware that the necklace was not merely a tool of strength, but also a double-edged sword capable of bringing out the worst in her personality. In the days that followed, everyone in the kingdom noticed a strange change in Queen Maria. Her anger grew immense, her orders harsher and more unjust. No longer did she listen to her advisors or show compassion to her people, and any dissent was met with severe punishment. Over time, Maria's kingdom fell into chaos. Merchants left, and fear spread among the people, believing in the curse that had befallen their queen due to the magical necklace. Her advisors tried repeatedly to convince her to rid herself of the necklace, but her rage only intensified. Then, one day, a mysterious knight named Leandro appeared. Leandro had heard of the angry queen and her curse, swearing to save the kingdom and lift the curse. Sneaking into the castle at night, he aimed to remove the necklace from Maria while she slept. However, she awoke, and a fierce battle ensued. During the fight, Leandro realized the necklace fueled her anger and strength. He began to speak to Maria, urging her to resist its influence. Slowly, she started to waver, caught in an internal struggle between the necklace's power and her true desire to be a just, beloved queen. Finally, with sheer willpower, Maria removed the necklace herself, a beam of light encircling her as she did. She collapsed, freed from its grip, realizing the cruel act she had committed. Maria reached out to Leandro, saying, "Thank you for freeing me from the necklace's curse and bringing me back to myself." From that day on, Maria chose to rule her kingdom with justice and compassion, listening to her people's voices, bringing joy back to the realm. The necklace, she decided, must be buried in an unknown place, away from all who might be tempted by its magical allure. Peace returned to the kingdom, and Queen Maria learned an unforgettable lesson about the true power of a kind heart, not conjured spells and mysterious forces. In a small, tranquil village surrounded by dense forests and towering mountains, there lived a curious and adventurous boy named Samir. Although he had an active imagination, Samir was a quiet and obedient child. His mother frequently warned him not to venture into the forest alone, as it was full of secrets and giant trees. Legend said it was home to magical beings invisible to humans. One day, as the sun began to set, casting golden hues on the trees, Samir seized the opportunity of his parents' distraction to explore the forest himself. He walked confidently between the trees, following birds' calls and watching vibrant butterflies, until he lost track of time and found himself deep in the dense forest. Far from his village, surrounded by tall trees and mysterious shadows, Samir realized he had wandered too far. While trying to find his way back, Samir noticed a faint light glowing in the distance. It seemed to come from an old, moss-covered cottage. Gathering his courage, he approached the light and saw a strange-looking old woman sitting in front of the cottage with an enigmatic smile on her face. She said in a gentle voice, "Hello, little one. Have you lost your way?" "Yes," Samir replied with a hint of worry. "I'm lost and trying to find my way home." The old woman smiled and said, "Worry not, dear boy. I will help you. But first, you must play a little game with me." Samir hesitated but nodded in agreement as he saw no other solution. The old woman raised her wooden wand and blew softly on it. Suddenly, several peculiar toys appeared, floating in the air. A stone toy, a mysterious cube, a small wooden doll, and a box covered in strange paintings. She said, "You will have a chance to try each toy, but you must choose the right one that holds the key to your return home." Samir picked up the stone toy first. It was heavy and cold, and when he touched it, he felt a shiver run through him as if the forest was growing darker. Quickly, he placed it back and said, "I don't think this is the right toy." Then he moved on to the mysterious cube, which was filled with strange symbols. He tried to solve its puzzles, but every attempt to turn it made the cube glow a deep red, intimidating him. He put it back too and said to the old woman, "I don't think this cube will help either." Finally, he took the small wooden doll, which was intricately carved with a smiling face. When he touched it, he heard a tiny voice gently saying, "Don't be afraid, for I am your guide." Hopeful, Samir found that the doll didn't lead him out of the forest, so he returned it beside the other toys. Only one toy remained, the box covered in strange paintings. It was small with a colorful lid, which Samir gently lifted. As he opened it, a bright blue light burst forth, and he heard a voice say, "You have found the key. Close your eyes and wish to return home." Samir closed his eyes as tightly as he could and wished to be back at home. In an instant, he felt a gentle breeze on his face and heard his mother calling his name from afar. Once upon a time, in a faraway little town, there was a girl named Layla. Layla was beautiful and smart, but she was known for being very lazy. She didn't like working or taking any responsibility, preferring to sit under the big olive tree that overlooked the town, watching people from afar and leaving all her chores behind. Layla lived with her mother, who worked hard to provide a decent life for them. Her mother wished to see Layla learn and help with the daily chores, but Layla refused even the simplest tasks, always finding excuses to avoid work. One day, when her mother was very sick and couldn't get out of bed, she begged Layla to go to the market to buy some food and medicine. Layla, however, claimed she was too tired to walk all that way, leaving her mother without food or medicine all day, while she continued to sit in the shade under the tree. As days passed, the neighbors started talking about Layla's laziness and neglect towards her mother, yet Layla didn't care about what they said, thinking everything would remain the same. However, her mother's health deteriorated significantly. One night, while Layla was asleep, dreaming of an easy and happy life, she dreamed of an old man dressed in white with a bright face. He said to her, "Layla, how long will you continue to live in laziness? How long will you neglect your duties towards your mother?" Layla stubbornly replied, "I don't need to work. My life is fine as it is." But the old man said, "Life won't stay like this forever. Today your mother helps you. Tomorrow you'll find yourself alone with no one to help you." Layla woke up terrified from her dream. She felt something strange, like a weight on her chest she'd never felt before. Remembering the old man's words, she looked at her mother, who was sleeping deeply due to her illness, and felt afraid. She decided, for the first time in her life, to do something useful. In the morning, Layla got up early and went to the market. She bought food and medicine with money her mother had saved. When she returned, she felt overwhelming joy seeing her mother eating food and taking medicine. It was the first time Layla felt she was useful. As days went by, Layla began to change her behavior little by little. She started helping her mother around the house and went to work in the fields with the village women. Every day, She discovered new joy in work and self-reliance, becoming a source of pride for her mother, who gradually regained her health thanks to Layla's care. Years later, as Layla grew into a mature and hard-working young woman, she remembered her old dream and the wise old man who advised her. She realized she was on the edge of ruin, and her laziness almost destroyed her life and her mother's life. From then on, she decided never to return to laziness and lived a life full of work and giving, gaining fame in the town and becoming a role model for others.